Hello loves, this is Keleena. Here we are, solar eclipse, solstice, and we have another gateway opening. We've got so much going on this weekend and we've got signs everywhere. If you look in nature, if you look what's coming from the stars, there is stuff coming in from everywhere. Some of the signs that I have been seeing in visions and in meditations are showing up on the earth, and I'll get into that some more in just a minute. There's these big influxes of lights coming in the past, I don't know, since the end of May, maybe longer, I don't remember. All I know is it's coming in and I feel the pulsing in my heart when I face the sun and I connect with that. So I've talked about that like in 2017 when that was happening. It's happening again this year. It's really, really getting strong the last couple weeks. So that Christ light is coming in to shift the change and to help us here on the earth. There's a lot going on. I'm going to get into all of my notes. These notes are from meditations. These notes are from visions and just information. I'm receiving information like boom, boom, boom. I even get up in the middle of the night a lot the past couple months. In the middle of the night, as you saw from that long video I did, the golden fleece, just information coming in. So I want to go into this. There's a few things that I want to say first. First of all, thank you to all the Patreon members that have been signing up and supporting William and I with our work. We truly do appreciate every single one of you. The other thing is I have a webinar that is going on tomorrow, and if you have not seen that webinar, it is on Facebook, it is on my website, it is on Instagram, it is on the Patreon public part of the page, and it is on the YouTube community channel. You can go check that out. It's $33.33. It's all about the connection to the Stargate this weekend, activations that I have that I was downloaded again, and these are new ones. And if you were on that first webinar that William and I did together the end of May, May 31st, that was extremely powerful activations. People are still messaging and saying, wow, there was a lot of people saying they eliminated so much that, like, for 3 days, and some people up to a week, just physical body changes. They're still feeling the vibration. Some of them are still feeling it now. That was May 31st, and today I'm recording this and I think it's the 19th. I never know the dates. So it's very active. The activations that come through me from Source, the activations that come through me from the Divine Mother, Cosmic Heart, Divine Father, all that stuff. It's very powerful. So if you can, tomorrow it's at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time in the USA. It's $33.33. And it's going to be a very powerful webinar. I'm going to connect you to the Stargate, to New Earth Crystalline Grid, and I've got tons of activations to come in and healing. So check that out, you guys, because it's really, really good. If you can't afford a private session with me, then that's one of the best ways to go, okay? Also, I want to say, take always what resonates and leave the rest behind, because I noticed there were some very negative comments on my last video, and people take things either the wrong way, they interpret them their own way, it's from their own perspective, but you don't need to write negative things on comment lines on videos on mine or anyone's, because that does is that shows us where you are, because you have to remember, when I'm bringing you information that I've received and I give it to you, and you have some kind of negative reaction, which means you're in your ego, then what's happening is I'm a mirror for you. I am a catalyst. So you're going to receive it in the way of something that you don't like about yourself. It has nothing to do with me. And I'm going to say this again. I talk this about with my clients. Whenever you're doing mirroring with someone, the stuff that you don't like that you feel from that other person never has to do with that other person. It always has to do with you. So take a look at yourself in the mirror and see what it is before you write negative comments on anybody's videos, on anybody's spiritual work, on any light workers' work. We work our butts off to bring stuff to everybody, you know, and we do it out of our service for humanity, for Gaia, and for Source. All right, if you don't like it, walk away and say nothing. But what you really should be doing is going within and seeing the parts within yourself that you don't like. That's what ascension is. That's what happens when you have to purge something, when you have to transform something. Take a look at yourself in the mirror, okay? I can only send you love, all right? It's time to bring light workers together, not separate them. So those of you that are out there doing that negativity, and if you're doing it on purpose and trying to create problems, you don't belong there. It's time for you to go. And that's what this is all about, this solar eclipse and everything this weekend. This is about the big change. There's going to be this other deeper split. Are you going to go with the negative people and stay that way and live in your ego and follow dark energy? Or are you going to step into your light? Okay? This is really, really important to see within yourself. Okay, so what I'm getting, there's so much here. I don't know how many pages I have, but I've got to get through this quick. I hope. Staying in your heart and holding your power in your heart is going to be very, very important this weekend. You know, being in your joy at all times. Disconnect from the outside world. Stay in your power and stay on the grid. Stay on the New Earth crystalline grid. Get outside on Gaia and say, Gaia, please connect me to your New Earth crystalline grid. And you're going to feel, I feel like electricity comes through my body. You're going to feel that, okay? Allow yourself to feel it. Feel the love that she's going to send you. Feel the electricity. Feel the vibrations you're going to have. It's fantastic. And take your crystals out there, but stay connected to the grid. Stay in nature as much as you can. Disconnect from the world. Don't listen to any of the jargon that's going on out there, okay? Disconnect from it and stay in joy. Stay in love. Stay in peace and stay in bliss. We are here to change the world with that stuff. I know there's other people talking out there, and that I've been getting all kinds of messages and emails saying, so-and-so says we're going to have war. So-and-so says we're going to have this. That takes people into that kind of consciousness thinking, and you can create that stuff. But remember, we change things as a collective. So the more of us that are focusing on love, the more of us that are focusing on peace and bliss and joy, this is what we're going to create. There are more light workers in the world now than there are of the dark. There's more light on this planet than ever, okay? But we cannot stop. Because if you think that's just everything's gonna be okay now, no. We are at that deep push right now. And what I was seeing with everything coming in and the visions I was getting was this is this big final push from the divine feminine energy, because the divine feminine, the mother energy is really coming in this weekend. And that's one of the big parts of my webinar this weekend. And it's for men and women, because we have got to bring that divine feminine in to balance this over patriarchal controlling energy that's still here. The demerge is gone, but it's that patriarchal control that's within the people that are trying to infiltrate your minds still, either through AI or other things, with the fear tactics and all that stuff. So the mother energy, the ancient mother energy, I'm going to talk about this in the webinar tomorrow, is coming in to open, okay, and to help create the change. The brothers and sisters of light energy, that stuff all happened a couple weeks ago. That would have been the Magdalene energy connecting to the Great White Brotherhoods, the Templars, the Rosicrucians. All those things have already been in there, making their presence known. And I'll talk, I have some notes about that here as well. And everybody that's been involved in these things in their past lives, it's awakening in you now. So if you haven't been awakened to it yet, you're being awakened to it now. So there's this big, deep push from the galactics. There's this big, deep push from the cosmic mother, from Gaia. I mean, I went into the core of Gaia, and I've seen so much in this past, not even a month. I've seen so much and been working with Gaia, like, boom, like just face to face like this with her, having conversations. And she's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful energy. But I've been working with her in some crystals that I have. And I've been shown a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen before. I've been getting pieces of it, but now it's just like, boom, this is it. This is what's happening. This is what we need to do. And that's what I've been receiving. So it's really important. This weekend is about the divine, a lot of divine feminine energy coming in. The ancient wisdom is returning. And with this, it's going to push the dark energy to try and infiltrate, to try and stop you from feeling divine love. It's going to try and stop you from the true love feeling. And it's going to try and push you back into the old energy of, if we go this way, everything's going to be okay. Well, if you go that way, you're going to go back into conformity, and that's not where we want to be. The president that we have now in the United States is taking us out of conformity. It's taking us out of the stuff that never worked. It's helping dismantle and destroy the things that never worked, okay, on this earth, on this planet, in the United States, everywhere. And I said this years ago when he first was sworn into office, I said, and I knew he was going to win way before he won, because I talked about that in my videos before, because my guide said he will win, said Trump will win. And he had to, because he is part of a brotherhood, okay, that is here to help change the earth. He's here to catalyze every single person on the earth. So you're going to feel something in you that you just don't like about him. Remember, he's a mirror, okay? So what you don't like about him, look at yourself, because that's what he's doing. And he still may be doing some things that might not be so good for the planet, but just remember, when everything's done and everything's moving on the way it's supposed to, things are going to be changed and taken care of. Everything's a divine plan. Okay, so send love to President Trump, please, because he needs our golden light. He needs this. There's this. I made a beautiful picture with the Trinity on it, with this gold and a rosy pink that I've seen all the time, and it's like the color of rose quartz. Okay, that's the color I see with it, and it's like glittery. And send him those colors, wrap him in pink, wrap him in gold, and send him divine love, and send him healing, and send him that that God power, the power of divine love, the power of the God in the heart, not the power, the love for power, but the power of love of God within him. Okay, he needs our help. All right, and he needs it in the collective consciousness for us to open our hearts to him. And for those of you that don't agree with him, to finally open your eyes and see what he is doing, to see the changes that he's made. He came in to change the nation. He came in to change the world. He agreed to this soul contract. He knew, his higher self knew what he was getting into, okay? But there's so much going on behind the scenes that people don't know if they don't receive the stuff and information, if they don't receive intel. So please, don't fight him. Open your hearts to him. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. Disconnect from the TV this weekend is what I'm getting. Just disconnect from the TV, social media, all that kind of stuff. If you're not doing spiritual webinars that are pulling into a higher vibration, disconnect from that. If you can, congregate with people that are of like mind on the planet, that are of higher vibration, that are like you, people that are doing the same thing. Congregate with them and stay in that higher joy and love. You want to continue this vibration this weekend, through the whole weekend. I literally didn't realize months ago when the stuff was, my bookings are being scheduled. I told Trisha, I said, make sure you have, just don't book me anything for the 22nd. And I didn't know why. I never know why, but my guides will always say nothing 22nd. So that day was crossed off. And then as it got closer and I saw that it was the solstice, and then I received seeing the opening of the Stargate, I was like, oh, okay, this is big. If they're having me take the Monday off too, this is big. So this whole weekend is going, it's Saturday, it's Sunday, it's Monday, the 22nd. So there's stuff happening each day, and it's going to be very powerful. So it's huge changes. It's huge change. Which way are you going to go? Are you going to fall into the traps again? Or are you going to go and stay in your heart? Are you going to allow yourself to wake more? Or are you going to journey into love? And are you going to stand in your power to change this world with the collective consciousness? Or are you going to sit in the back seat and just cover yourself with a blanket and suck your thumb and say, I'm not going to do this? They literally just showed me that, so that's why I said it. Oh, I love my guides. What I also saw was a lot of people turning to alcohol this weekend and like numbing themselves or numbing pain. There's going to be a lot of emotions coming up with this eclipse in this second half of the month and into July, I feel. So with that, I wanted to say be careful with that. Try and stay back away from doing that, because when you don't want to face your emotions, and you just want to numb yourself, you can fall into the old trap and move back into the dark energy. So be really careful, okay? All right, if you know someone else who's doing that in your life, or you have a friend that's doing it, or a family member, offer some help, because it's not where you want to be right now. All right. So I want to talk about really quick this meditation that I did. It might have been 2018. I'm thinking late 2018 when I was when Paul and I were working, and I was bringing through visions and meditation. I could just go into these meditations like that and just start seeing everything. And in this meditation, Merlin took me in. I was in this castle, and Merlin, I'm pretty sure it was Merlin. Yes, it was Merlin. Merlin took, he just showed up now that I said that. He's standing here. He took me in, it was in this castle, and he took me into this downstairs part of this castle that was like way down underground. And I went into this room, and in this room was it was a big round room, and in the center of it was a big fire pit. And it was, built up of bricks and mortar. I don't know, it probably wasn't bricks, maybe it was stones, I don't know, built up, and there was this huge fire in the center. And there were, it was surrounded by these guardians, these men that were guardians. And in there, these guardians, they guard that fire. And so this is another dimension, okay? So they're guarding this fire. And I kept getting the vision of it this past week. And Merlin kept coming to me last week sometime, and this week he's been popping in and out, and he's here again. Yes, I like your purple. He's wearing purple today. So, so anyways, yes, it looks like violet. It looks like Saint Germain's violet. I'm being precise. I have to be precise. Okay, thank you. So anyways, in there, when I just flashed the solar eclipse in my eye, and it showed the ring of fire, it reminded me of that room. And so what I received with that, when I received that and I focus on it more, I received that the guardians of the new earth are arriving, okay? There's like a wave of guardians of the new earth arriving. And we have some here already, like some of us that already do this work, but there's new ones arriving. And I feel it's more etheric. And it's going to assist in creating the changes that have to take place. So those men in the room were all connected to the Knights Templars. They were connected to that, the Knights Templars, the Rosicrucians, all of them, and they all had the cross. It's the Knight Templar cross, which. It's the same. And it's funny because all that stuff I've been talking about, the four corners for all these years, is in that Knights Templar cross as well. And so the four corners also is us coming into our heart. Okay, we have the horizontal and we have the vertical line and the horizontal line, and it all comes into the center, which is the heart. And I remember in one of my lives as a Magdalene or a priestess doing work, we had one of those crosses too with a rose in the center, and it's the same thing, and it's equal all ways around. Okay, it also represents the north, south, east, and west. It represents so many things with the number 4. So I kept seeing that, and so that has to do with what they're showing me, what they're telling me now is the reconstruction of the new foundation of Earth. Okay, this is what we're getting. So these guardians are returning, is what I'm getting. And the Ring of Fire also, what I see with the Ring of Fire, because the Ring of Fire creates like a corona. Okay, corona means crown. Once again, here we go, awakening. Another level of awakening. Some people are going to be journeying for the first time, because I actually saw bunnies going in the rabbit hole, and I was like, oh, don't go down, but you kind of have to see it. So I'm seeing that again. So more people awakening, and people awakening at a deeper level. And then I have here my notes, deep earthy depths of wisdom and magic is coming forth for those that choose this path. Again, I'm getting all that magic stuff again. I'm getting the return of the magic, the return of the white magic, Merlin, all of the Isis, you know, all of these people, that it's awakening in you. I have Tehote has been coming, Saint Germain, all of the goddesses that work with magic, all coming in. And this is the magic, and it's the magic that's white magic. It's not the negative magic. It's not the dark magic. I said this in my last June video because they showed me last time. If you're working with black magic, okay, you're taking that path where you're going to stay in that third dimensional reality, okay? And if that's what you choose, that's fine. And we cannot judge you for it, but just know that the light is taking over and the darkness is no longer winning. So this is that big push that's coming in, and people's magic is awakening within them. Magic is your abilities, okay? It's the same thing. Christ had magic. Mary Magdalene had it. Mother Mary had it. They all had it. It's called your abilities. It's healing work. It's all of the kind of things that you can do to create change. It's the psychic gifts. It's mediumship. It's all of these things, okay? It's called magic. So now when you look at Jesus and you're like, Keleena said magic. Jesus can do magic. That's what he is doing. It's your abilities. It's your connection to God. It's God working through you. And that's all it is, okay? But utilize it through your heart and alchemize it through your heart in love, in divine love, because this is what we have to do. And this weekend on the grid, being in your heart, creating the change, okay, on the grid, using your crystals, whatever you're going to do. I'm going to be making a big triquetra crystal grid outside. And I have some other things I'm going to be doing with some other crystals that I have. But it's very important to do everything through your sacred heart, okay? Okay. Let me see my next one. Sometimes I can't read my notes. That's a reminder of the heart and fire of purity. Okay, so that ring is the ring, I took the notes earlier. It's also a reminder of the heart and fire of purity, which brings truth for change that may be uncomfortable, okay? So the change that's coming may be uncomfortable for you, but the growth and expansion has to happen. And allow yourself to feel the discomfort, because when you feel the discomfort, that's when it makes room for the change. Let the discomfort go. Feel it, you know, allow yourself to feel it, surrender to it, and then let it go and know that everything that's happening and changing is for the good, okay? This has to happen. It may feel like, okay, so this is what I saw. I saw like a war in people's heads, okay? It may feel like Armageddon in your mind and in your heart with the changes that are coming, okay? The war that's going to happen is within you. And if you become frustrated and if you focus on the dark part of the war that's going on within you, rather than trying